hi Dee, hi Ramen, and bye Ramen also, and hi Josh, and hi Midnight, and hi Simp. Is everyone good today? I'm excited to get back into this case. I don't think I'll ever be overseeing Ace Attorney streams tagged as LGBTQ+. This is a safe space. Happy Pride. Oh, I don't have the live slug on here. Kazoo? No. Can watch a whole stream fully through for once. Very excited. I'm excited as well. I get so much D time. This is poggers. Yeah, we're playing, where are we? We're playing case 2, which is a case, and things are happening, and I definitely remember what things are happening. Like with the plague D10, but D10 nonetheless. I hope you recover soon and easily. I'm pogging because I finally started campaign 2. Yes! I am so glad that you've started it. You have to keep telling us your thoughts. Campaign 2 Fox, it's good, it's good. The male wife girl boss case, that's the one, bye for bye. We got Delight, we got Desiree, we've got the fucked up little ace detective guy. Directly to you in the chat, Pog, love that. Oh my god, Josh, you definitely jump scared me when you were in the Discord, when you were like, oh my god, an hour, why? I was like, in schedule? Someone else is in here? I forgot. Cannot be here for very long, so I have to take my dumb fail phone to the Apple Store. Aww. Well, I hope the Apple Store fixes whatever is wrong with your dumb fail phone, and they do it for very, very cheap. That's right, Phoenix did his first theft case, and then it was like, psych, it's actually murder. Haha, idiot. You got him acquitted of theft and proof that he was probably at the scene of the crime. Okay. I'm not gonna remember more by sitting here about it, I guess, so let's go. Oh my god, why am I over here? I also can't see my Switch screen on the loading screen menu. So when you could, again? I swear I updated it, I promise so hard I did update it. They just keep releasing updates for this dead game. Make it make sense. Let's go, Yibby! It was really cute. I updated it, I promise! Brady? Aww.
Is that a cutie on my screen?
Thank you so much. Welcome back. Okay, yeah. Myron Phoenix. Stolen Turnabout. We're just going right. Update stream 1, maybe next time. I'm sure I will forget to update it between now and then. Switch says I haven't. I don't understand why they keep putting updates out. Are they updates for the Switch or are they updates for the game? If they're updates for the Switch, that makes sense. If they're updates for the game, I'm very confused. There is nothing to update here. Oh, it's for the Switch. Okay, well that makes more sense. Updates. Okay, you know what? Okay, sure. Let's just sit here for a minute. So how you guys going? How we doing? We're updating. I hope this doesn't take very long. I normally just do it and then put my Switch down. This isn't gonna take long, right? Oh, great, awesome, wow, that was so fast. This is poggers. Do we still have audio? Yes, we do, awesome. Why is Animal Crossing? Oh, because I've got, okay. No, yeah, that's fair. Anyway. Update stream rail. Okay, right, Run to Light. We're going right into the trial. This isn't gonna be hard at all. Aloy's time, hell yeah! Let's go. World's first, right? Yeah, I'm sure no one has ever done this before. I really, I like to... Welcome! Thank you for following, Jaded Bird! Hi! Welcome. Sorry, I'm jumping from topic to topic, so let's just jump into game instead. October 14, 9:41 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. Hey, Nick! The con was really good, I had so much fun. What is it this time? You won't believe how many people are here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Next door? Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atmy's trial today. Holmes IRL jump scare. They were really nice to me. Detective Atmy? They say they're going to try him as mask to mask. Already? That was fast. Boy, I'd love to see Mask to Mask's trial. I know. By the way, where's Pulse? Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. I'm a sucker for Edgeworth's unnecessary feelings. Aren't we all? I miss him. Who is? I know you don't like me. Pulse has really gotten into her training lately, huh? Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please, don't ignore me! Oh, Mr. Delight! Okay, why is my dog... What is that? Hold on. Hi! Sorry about that. We live in a house with multiple levels, and there is an identical house with multiple levels across the road, and there is a dog that lives in the identical house across the road, and sometimes Ponyo and the dog across the road can see each other, and that is the most horrifying crime. How dare that dog be existing in its own house? Anyway, sorry about that. I have idiot man here with me now. Bark, indeed. He saw Ron and was like, I've got to get his ass. Kill, maim, kill. Oh, Mr. Delight, good morning. No one likes me. No one would notice me even if I killed someone. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec. You don't mean you're the murderer? No, I'm just a poor thief. No, wait, that's not right. A thief can't really be poor. Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to him to help him commit the heists. You really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick? It's possible. Today's trial is a race against the clock. Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always. I'm afraid that's not an option. Hmm? Oh shit, that's right. Because of the... Okay. October 14, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 6. Gotta! Who died again? Great question. Really good question. The victim. The victim? The victim was this guy! Kane Bullard, age 48, CEO of KB Security. His body was found inside the safe. We got... Ron, who claims that he is Master Mask and used to work as a guard. Then we've got Luke Atme, who's the ace detective. He is Master Mask. I believe he was sending Ron orders? I keep putting God on your Twitter polls, but he never wins. Yeah, I keep looking at it and being like, what about the love for Gotta? I think Gumshoe's in the lead right now. I'll do them all eventually. You can't stop me from drawing Gotta if you tried. But yeah, okay. So Atme is Master Mask and he's currently being tried for the theft as Master Mask, and if he is convicted of that theft, then it will prove that he can't have done the murder, because you can't be convicted for I think Clavier is better than Gotta. Clavier did win the poll first. So yeah, I like Clavier very, very much. But I also like Gotta. Okay, then we've got Ron's wife, Adrian Andrews. Of course Butts is involved, when is he not? We've got my love. And then as for evidence, we'll look through this when it's relevant. We've got a fair bit of evidence. The way he throws hot coffee at Feeny. Yeah.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
They are ready. Preparation is the last refuge of the weak. Okay, settle down everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godo.
My favorite Daft Punk member! And also, yeah, Phoenix does deserve the thirst sometimes. Ugh, he's got the judge in the palm of his hand. Yet again.
Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godo.
Then you need to get out more, Your Honor.
Life is war.
But that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. See you soon, Sim.
That's all my statement means.
You understand now, right?
Yes. Well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case.
Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change.
The victim is Kane Bullitt, CEO of KB Security.
He's just spouting bullshit. They just let him say anything he wants. Love to see it.
His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 AM on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 AM of the previous day.
And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant.
Very well then, Mr. Goddard. Goddard, please call your first witness.
I never drank more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. But the first one is always the best. So sorry for the courtrooms in this franchise, coffee and whip stains, marks of wear from whips, God knows what else. Yeah. Hi, Nautilus! The coffee theme is so good. Cat jam.
Mr. Goddard, your witness.
Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself.
The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but...
I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify. Huh. You've got guts, try it.
Alright then, Mr. Ron Delight, please take the stand.
You did it, didn't you? Yes. What? No, that's not true! We're screwed!
It wasn't there I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever.
Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making. Core child speedrun any percent. Instant conviction. And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin. Huh. Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security? Well, that's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home.
Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened.
Goro has such... And what's your best friend's name? And what's your boyfriend's name? Like, he just... I love him. Instant conviction. My visit to KB Security. That evening, around 1 AM, I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. A blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. If you no-clip through the defense bench, you can jump through the floor and get a guilty verdict. There's actually a trapdoor there, and there's a secret room underneath. Hector, howdy! We are up to trial. I sure hope we win. Like, all prosecutors are little shits in their own way, but Goto is such outwardly a little shit. Yeah.
1 AM, the exact time the murder took place.
A week got washed away by the tides of fate. A strong drink it up. Huh. It's bitter today too. Just like my destiny. You'd never know that from the way he's chugging it down.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination if you please.
I visit to KB Security. Puppy, you want to leave the room? Do you promise not to bark at the dog across the road? Yeah? Okay. Good boy. Okay, what are we doing here? How do we play this game? Inconsistencies. Things that are specific or not specific enough. Oh, okay, right. There wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least that's what it sounds like to me. Uh-oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. We'd better be careful. But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth. Yeah. Okay, only 3 statements. I think the second one is... Can we get more info? It ordered you there. First time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere.
Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then?
Oh, of course! They'd say things like, steal this, or take that. Ahaha! Ha! Why don't you save those for later, Mr. Delight? Please don't say anymore. Now, what should I do? Always press harder. So what did the blackmail letter in question say? It said to bring 50,000. Money, eh? The perfect motive for committing murder. Oh, but wait! Never intended to pay that money anyway.
Well, is that right?
After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of.
An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony.
Yes, sir! Huh. Muddy Mudskipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do. Phoenix? Pardon? Blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. What? Okay. Ronnie is so sweet. He's just a little guy. Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway?
The blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct?
I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask-to-mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Bullard didn't have anything on me.
He didn't.
Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me. Just as long as Desi believes in me. of a defendant confessing and screwing the lawyer over. Yeah. The Game Changer one? Yeah, where Brendan Lee Mulligan goes on his whole, like, big, long... And this is why my client is not guilty. Can you truly... Like, jurors, look into your hearts. Can you really convict this man? And then he just pipes up the end like, yeah, I did it. So that's why Mr. Light didn't believe he was masked and masked. That's why he knew they were just hollow threats. You might been for KB security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. Look at my lawyer's face, I'll be like going to jail. Yeah. Miles at Phoenix. You used to be a security chief for KB Security, right? Yes, that's right.
A security chief? You!
And yet, a year ago you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge. Perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? Hi, Dre! Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I refilled my water bottle before we started, so we'll see how far we get through it. Thank you, Dee. Revenge for an old grudge? Perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject? Okay. Life after being fired might tell us something about the blackmail letters, but we've probably got better avenues to poke at that from. Maybe this one. Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job. Well... The world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, then I take it back.
Defendant, please answer the question.
I needed money.
You needed money?
Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? You should talk, Maya. My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole data from the company. Come again? AB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. Since I was a security team chief, you stole some data. And sold it. Mr. Bull had found out and I was fired immediately. Friend that I'm food though, so it's better. Oh, I wish I had never asked that. Somehow I would have kept it secret and made it seem like I had quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good. Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that. He sure told you.
You admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct?
Yes. I'm sorry.
This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony.
Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse, crashed and blew up. Gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. Paid me for selling company secrets, but Desi doesn't know about that. Why would you do something like that? Well, for Desi's hobby. What else? Wasting money, huh? Not a waste! So Mr. Light doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she? So it would seem. Not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other. He does have such flowery language sometimes. He's so dramatic. I can't believe it. The case has gotten even Maya to think seriously about couples.
Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright.
There wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Sounds like he's avoiding something. Or at least that's what it sounds like to me. Uh-oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. We'd better be careful. But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth. Yeah... Okay, what have we got? We haven't pressed this one yet, but that's pretty cut and dry. Yeah. Didn't scare him. Pressed on this one as well. I've pressed on this one. Maybe let's go back. I'm pressing this one again. I know that sometimes the game has you do it in a certain order. Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway?
The blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct?
I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask to mask thing. I'm afraid that reason isn't going to hold up anymore. What do you mean? The victim had no proof the defendant was mask to mask, but you were the one who stole company secrets only 1 year earlier. But that was all over with once I was fired! But is it true that but it is true that the fact that I stole secrets was kept under wraps. Even so, there was no reason for me to pay up now, a whole year later! Is that really true? He's a good artist as well? Yeah! I like all of his comments about paintings that are like, wow, I hate this. What is it, Nick? The fact that Ron was stealing company data. I wonder if he would have had a problem if that ever became public knowledge. The issue would have been Desi, right? Mr. Delight, I believe you would have been in considerable trouble if your identity as a company data thief was made public. Oh.
Mr. Wright, what are you trying to do by bullying your own client?
Men are like colonies of bacteria. The more heat you apply, the faster they grow. Gotta? Hey! Hey, gotta? Gotta? I have questions. That's exactly right! Nick! I'm well then, feel free to keep up the heat, my little lawyer amigo. Little lawyer amigo? Yeah. Now come on. Provide some evidence to back up your assertion. Bloody nonsense? Just because Miles isn't here right now? Unbelievable. I thought you were made of sterner stuff than this, Phoenix. Come on. Provide some evidence to back up your assertion. Why would Mr. Delight want to keep his data stealing secret from going public? Because then Desi would find out. Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match with what you told me yesterday. Huh? What doesn't? I think you must have been scared. Very scared. Of having a certain person find out your secret. Desi does sound like a horse name.
A certain person.
Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. Ah, but I listen to me, my Desi, she's... Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Yeah, everyone's got us like, it's only supposed to be like this when the red one is here. Gotta. Yes, you know, it was all your wife's fault.
What do you mean?
Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about.
Oh,
No! Everything is falling neatly into place for him! Ram? Yes, sir, D. There we are. Thank you. Hehehe. I haven't rammed in a while. I like this one. I think it's really cute. Don't talk about my Desi like that! Oh, you'll be sorry!
Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far.
What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes.
Clearly, there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much. The motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now, tell us. We're all ears.
At the CEO's office. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow in there. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there dead. I wonder who that very specific shadow could be. Who's that murderer?
I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that Mask to Mask struck him on the head from behind.
The judge? Oh my goodness. Of course, since Acme turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that. What are you saying? I really was attacked.
We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination.
Got that, Mr. Trey? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Goddard. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. Good boy, Phoenix. Okay, what have we got here? When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow. On the forehead. What is that? That? Could you please clarify what you were referring to? Ron took Desi's last name or Desi took Ron's? I think Ron's last name was probably something like something that begins with DE, and Desi's last name was something that begins with Light, and then they just combined them. Why, my Mask to Mask costume, of course.
Wait just a moment. Mask to Mask?
Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Mask to Mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security.
What?
Nick, did you know about this? He never told me this. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either.
Even I didn't know that. It seems a little friend really loves to keep secrets.
I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait, that's not right. You know how sometimes things just slip your mind? Ha! My 6th cup of coffee is staring up at me coldly. Do you pre-make them? Is that why it's cold? What? Is it not fresh coffee, Gotta? Do you just have a stack of full coffee mugs?
At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony.
I'd have been killed if I wasn't wearing my Mask to Mask costume. Okay. That feels important. But I'm not sure why. Lying coldly. Why were you dressed up as Mask to Mask? Why? Because I'm Mask to Mask, of course.
What are you talking about? Mask to Mask's trial is being held next door.
Yes, I guess so. Well, anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Mask to Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him, just to be safe. Oh boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I'd expected. Took a lot longer? What is he talking about? Can we get a timescale on this? Shrimp, check! Everybody on shrimp. My posture was good, actually. Thank you, Jaded.
What do you mean by took a lot longer?
Oh, opening the safe, of course.
My cape got caught on the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullet's body. What was that? Back up a second.
Bitch, what? Yes? Run? Posture's been good lately. We haven't caught you shipping in a while. Yeah, I'm doing it. It's my Chinosuke pillar. I put him behind my back, and then if I move, he'll fall down because I don't have him attached to my chair at all. So it motivates me to sit up really straight. Yes?
You were the one that hid the body in the safe.
Well, yeah. Yeah, Chinosuke pillar. Because I had like ordered a bunch. I had my manufacturer make some, and I kept one for me. And he, because of his head and ears and then his teeny tiny little body, he's more or less like a cylinder. He's a cylinder with a little bit coming off the bottom, which makes him the perfect shape for lumbar support. Yeah, Chinosuke. Well, yeah. I will send it.
Inconceivable! Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking?
Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine?
What?
The answer is simple. When they take them off.
As usual, I have no idea what you're saying.
Do you mean that Mr. Delight hid the body because he's the murderer? Ha! So you're not as stupid as you look. This metaphor this time was really obscure. Goodbye, Midnight! I wish your phone luck on its surgery. Who do you think donated the boobs, etc.?
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you?
Well, yes.
Why am I the only one on the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony.
Yes, sir. Uh-oh. Looks like a storm front is moving in over the Fairweather Judge. Panicked and hid the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes. Okay, time to refamiliarize myself with the evidence. 10 minutes is nice and specific. Thank you for the like, Midnight. Good luck. Okay. Body was found inside the safe. Do we have a time of death? The time of death, I believe, was like 1 AM. Is this the stopped watch case? You can really tell that it has been 2 weeks since we did the first half of this. The buzzer went off at 1:02 AM. And was he called there at, where's the blackmail letter? Is that the green one? He was called there at 1 AM. So can I get more? Let's just try this. We can take a hit. Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record?
And what might this be?
The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. Hell yeah. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 AM.
What?
If Mr. Von Delight truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way.
Let's remember who we're dealing with here. You probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building.
Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them.
But, as it turns out,
The guard never came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Delight could have known.
Again, remember who we're dealing with here. A sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off.
This buzzer is extremely loud. There is no way he could have ignored something like that. Yeah! Nick was like, okay, I'm in court, but I cannot bring up Larry without owning him. If he had been conscious, that is.
Conscious? What do you mean by that? Ugh.
Fine. Let's hear your theory. Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes. A sheep? Oh my god, this is the sheepest sheep tea. This is so cute. Aww.
Unconscious. So he fainted.
That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body.
So what are you trying to say?
Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in the room. That's right. Whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer.
Order in the court. Mr. Rat, this is...
This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron Delight is the one who killed Kane Bullard. Then who pressed the buzzer?
It was... the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button.
Ah!
So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Raj?
I need the proof that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Bullard who sounded the buzzer? Can I? Let's go to the buzzer. No fingerprints. Well, Bullard probably wouldn't have been wearing gloves or had any reason to wipe it down. But the killer would have been. I can prove it! The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. God, I hope I'm right! Yes? Yeah! Hugging. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for.
The emergency buzzer? Is that some kind of clue on it?
Absolutely not. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue. I can speak in riddles and metaphors too, Gotta.
No, I'm the one who's clueless.
This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally he would have left his fingerprints behind.
Ron Delight obviously wiped them off.
Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment.
He touched that button, I know he did.
The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Mask Damask. And Mask Damask always wears gloves. For what reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button free of fingerprints? Gotta spits out his coffee, he needs to drink water and spit it out too. And when Gotta throws his coffee, I need to throw my 2 kilogram water bottle across the room also.
Water, water, water.
It would seem. Just getting in character, obviously. A fun fact that you guys wouldn't know is that I do the poses along with the characters. I match the sprites. I've been forced to eat crows. I wonder what blend number crow flavored coffee is?
However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer?
That's so cool. It helps getting the delivery right.
Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? With this awkward silence all of a sudden.
Jet does the poses! Cute. It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks. They're on to you, Nick. Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at around 1 AM. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place. Oh, sorry. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. Security was supposed to respond.
Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say.
Very well then. You've got some guts. I like that in an opponent.
Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer?
To find out what it did. Elton's case because it shows how stupid Bruce Phoenix and got a dumb true brain cells equals 0. Yeah. This... Atme could have made a mistake. But I think it's more likely that they wanted to call the security guard, who would then find the light with the body. I think? Especially because Phoenix, like, reacted the way he did to what Maya was saying. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted.
You mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose?
Yes. Although as it turned out, he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time. What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in? No, I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. And the defendant, Ron Delight, who was out cold. And the third person, the real killer.
Hypothetically, yes.
Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron Delight. And if any security guards came running in at that time, they would think that I was the murderer. Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron Delight for the murder. Thank you, Goro.
Order! Order! Order!
It would seem I've been made to eat my words once again. Actually, I've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright? Who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one and only Master Masks. Nick? You mean the real killer is... I'm going to drag that person in here right now. But, who is it? I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard.
Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the murder of Kane Bullard?
That would be Luke at me. Not Master Mask, right? They're the same guy. It's the same guy. Detective Luke at me. He is the only one who could have done it. Ace Detective. Luke at me.
Me and Mask Damask did it.
Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Mask Damask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Cain Bullard. Get him, boy!
Order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime? Asking for a friend?
I'm not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment.
Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke Atney confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, the famous detective was unmasked as well as Master Mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
He found guilty.
Master Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Master Mask was Luke Atney's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi. Hi, Alex!
A guilty verdict as an alibi.
You know, it's almost time.
For what?
For Luke Atney's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial, after all. If we're gonna stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Oh, Maury? Yeah, I've heard some things about that one. I hope it's fun. Ace Attorney break, hell yeah. Of course. That's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder.
Mr. Luke Atney's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal. Am I really sure about this?
Huh. And that's only good when your life's the ante. Mr. Wright, I believe in you. Mr. Delight. Sir, please, I'm begging you. Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix? What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. Mia. That voice, it sounds like... Mia! Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess. So that's your answer, huh?
Very well, I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atney to the stand.
Yes, Your Honor. October 14, 11:58 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 5. Ah! Oh my god, it's him! Well, so Detective Atney. I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly.
Oh no, Sir Detective Atney, you were the one who... That's enough! This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant, Luke Atney...
Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please! Well. So, lawyer, welcome to my courtroom.
Who's this other, eh?
My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. And I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke Atney.
Accusation? You accuse Mask Damask?
That man is not Mask Damask. He's just a ruthless murderer. What? Deranged. To be continued. Part 1 complete, baby! Yes, I would like to save. Thank you. Yahoo! Okay. Let's get an acquittal. October 14, 12:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. My sis? I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. So then, she's still alive. Inside your heart. Nicky boy! Oh, Miss Delight. Is it true that detective is the real killer? Well, to be honest, we don't have any definitive proof. But he's the one who could have done it. But wasn't he at the Lordly Tailor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atney want to kill Kane Bullard? Oops, it's almost time! Better get back to the courtroom! I need to find some solid proof. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later. Would anyone like to burst into the courtroom to give me some evidence? Please? October 14, 12:21 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 6. You can hear the slapstick laughter.
Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atney, please take the stand.
Well, how do you do so, lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask de Mask. Welcome back, Sam. I'm sorry. I'm afraid even the great Luke Atney has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask de Mask.
Indeed. It's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example. So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Mask de Mask? Of course.
Very well then, Luke Atney. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time?
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
Thanks.
Alright, Mr. Atney. Night of the murder. Speak. Roll is. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. Well! Hi. Should I preemptively drink some water? Oh, a posture check! You're catching me off guard today. Everybody on shrimp. I was slouching a little bit, but not shrimping. There's the hydrate. There we go. Get baited? You are so cruel to me. Hope you're having a poggers day. The alibi. I was stealing the urn as Master Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Master Mask was the same time as the murder.
It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene.
Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well. Even the great Master Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive. Unfortunately, Mr. Atney, we still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. Have you been spending time with Franziska? I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. Okay. He said that just for Sim. Little Franziska reference for you. Okay. Bullshit. Why? Bastard. How do we know what time the murder was? Could he have faked the time of the murder? Alternatively, he faked the time of the photo. We just need to work out which one it is. Autopsy report. Okay, the time of death comes from the autopsy report, so it's probably the photo that is wrong? He could have set the computer's clock to a different time, but I don't know if it... We'll get there. We'll get there. Let's start with the other suspicious statement, which was this one, I think. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed. That was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target.
I see. You truly are evil, aren't you?
Yes, evil is what I am. Hey, Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Atney was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. That is kind of odd. But what does it mean? Okay. About the camera that took this photograph. Oh, come now. It's all too clear what you're thinking. Huh? You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you? Fuck! I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered.
I see.
I hate when I'm thinking the same way the game is thinking and the game has been expecting me to think that way. Bastard. Looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious. So, this alibi is false? Well, it has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security. But I'm not really spotting anything unusual. And there are two possibilities. Either the mask in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. Do we have any records of, like, mannequins? What have we got? Did he use the goddamn statue of... No, he kind of used the statue. Would you make a statue look like Master Mask? Probably not. We'll keep it in mind. Filling out his Master Mask just as I announced I would. More than enough time to prepare, it was a pathetically easy job. Photograph contains no words. Okay, so you must have faked it somehow. So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct? Indeed it is. That is it, the very thing that proves I committed the crime. The very thing that proves you committed the crime. Surely even you understand by now. Lordly Taylor provided that camera. There's no way I could have tampered with it. That means I could not have killed Kane Bullard, unless I had an accomplice. Come on, think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse and this picture that supposedly captures it. Got to be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture? You bet there is! Are you implying that this picture is a fake? This one got me because I knew what I should have presented, but I was a step ahead. I'm lost right now, but we'll see if we can work it out. You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place. And there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night.
Very well, then let's hear what you have to say.
Okay, that was like 3 weeks ago. What about this photograph do you find funny? Wow, we are just straight up. Okay, let me turn off my little avatar for a second so we can see behind it. The paint spill? Got the box, got the paint spill. It must be the splotch. I don't remember if this was here before because that was like 3 weeks ago. But I don't know what else it could be that was different since there's not really any other details. Oh, unless it's the box? Was there anything about... No, if the urn was there, the box was there because Maya shipped the urn in the box. When did she break it? They have scum, you're right. How do I... This one? This one? Ah, that's not the one. I don't know if I can from this page. It's fine. We can take a hit. We can take a hit. We can take it. Please? Please? Oh, the funny part is right here.
Why this is a blood stain. Blood! Now this case is getting interesting.
Not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint. We did it!
Oh, just paint, and peach colored at that.
Oh my god, just like me! Just like me! From blood to peaches. This judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is, when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse, it turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen.
Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains?
Fuck! This has gotta be the statue. That much I remember. Yeah, it was moved. Carried into the basement warehouse the day of the crime, moved again that night, and we didn't see the stain in the first place because of the statue. The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there the night the theft took place, and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there. You took it the night before? And when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner.
Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally.
Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move at that distance. Huh. In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night? Can you do it, Nick? Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it?
Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you're prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime?
On the night of the crime, the only person there was Luke Atme. The one who moved the statue was none other than Luke Atme. Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions.
Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions?
It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night. That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? I don't know. The reason for moving the golden statue. Here's where our battle really begins.
Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue?
Yeah, I hate when they ask for proof in a court of law. What do they think we are, a lawyer or something? Unbelievable. The reason can be found here in this photograph. Look at me. You pretended to be Master Mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue.
A single fatal flaw?
Interesting theory. Please, enlighten us. Just where in this picture does this lie exist? Ah ha ha, ha ha ha, ah ha ha. Where in this picture does this lie exist? Where in this picture does this lie exist? I wish there was a history button like in DGS. Okay. He moves the statue because what? This is the part where it took me so long. Okay, what have we got in this image? We've got the warehouse itself. I'm gonna just dismiss all of this for the moment. The door, the walls, the floor. So that leaves us with the splotch, which is nothing, and at me, which is I had to move the statue because it would expose the lie. I need to access my evidence, but I don't think I can. When was Army Faye's statue brought in? It arrived the day of, right? Is that what Adrian just said? If the statue arrived the day... Oh, no, that doesn't make sense. The statue was there when the crime happened. Statue must have also been there the day before the crime happened? Oh, someone moved the statue. No, I'm having a... What was the question? I wish there was a history button. It's gotta be... Okay, the element. What? It's not the floor. It's not the paint splotch. We've already done that. It's probably not the paint splotch. I have a log? I do not believe I have a log. It's not... Oh! The timestamp is an element. The timestamp is an element. Is the timestamp... Is he his necktie? It's a different guy. I think it's this. What was the... Expose the lie. What was the lie? That was the prompt, was the lie. The lie is the time. Is this deranged? Am I insane? Naturally, the lie in this photo was the timestamp! Hell yeah! Eat my ass. Ah! 100% brain power.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atney went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time.
But what does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Remember, if you will, Your Honor. Dino! Ace Attorney's pixel perfect system for choosing photos drives me bonkers. Ugh. Remember, if you will, Your Honor. When was the statue placed beside the warehouse door?
Well...
The statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, but it was placed there in order to cover up the paint. Exactly. Luke Atney had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim, And so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place.
What the?
Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet.
Ah.
So, on the day of the crime, Mr. Atney must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. What? 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 Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atney had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in his photo. Ah!
Order! Mr. Atney, is this true?
What? One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What's that?
The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime. It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data.
Order! Mr. Goro, what is the meaning of this? Order! I warned you about making me wait, now put that coffee down!
My 11th cup. I've promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial. Which means I'm still good till the last drop.
However, the defense has a very good point.
A good point? So what? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points. I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points. So, you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied.
Which is?
The Twitch donation sound is Godot's theme? Oh my god. Love that, to be honest. How is he so damn relaxed? Bastard energy. And that it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams. I'm like, who donated? Oh. I was gonna say maybe I should set like my sub sound or something to an Ace Attorney sound, but then I am just going to Pavlov myself so that whenever I hear the Ace Attorney sounds in Ace Attorney, I'm like, oh my god, welcome, thank you so much!
That's very true.
No way! Don't fall for that, Your Honor! Hey, Mr. Damask. Yes? If there's no funny business in your actions as Mask Damask, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it.
Yes. Please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn.
Oh, the sacred urn heist. First received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box and it was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. It's worth like $1. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 AM on October 12th. Pretty much all stuff we've had before, isn't it? Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave.
Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time?
Very.
Very well then. Mr. Raj, you may begin your cross-examination.
Okay. Sacred Urn heist. Nuggets of truth. Sure. 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 You mean this calling card? That's right. That is without a doubt my calling card. I guess Mr. Delay didn't make this after all. Of course, because Atme knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. Okay. Sure. None of this is clicking in my brain. Maybe we need to go over the evidence. Alright. Treasure exhibit. Yep, that's the urn. Oh, but then it was remade, right? I'll be coming to Purloin, the most priceless work of art on display in your Treasures of Korea exhibit. Take good care of the speckled urn, won't you? Yours truly, Master Mars. Speckled? That's the after it's... Wait a fucking minute. Wait a moment. Wait a minute! If the urn looked like this, and on all the advertisements it looked like this, and then Adrian broke it, put it back together, kept it out of sight. He didn't see it until the day of the crime, but he sent the note 10 days before the day of the crime. Why would he call it a speckled urn? Okay, I think that's it, but I'm just gonna keep looking at the rest of the info. Yeah, that's just the photo. Yep, these are just... No, I've got... It's this. Mr. Atme, if you really are Master Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course. Is there a problem with that calling card? Smart got an Alice. The thrill of being like, oh, none of this, I'm not sure what to press here, I don't really remember what's going on, I should check the evidence, and then immediately seeing the contradiction, like, yes! It's right at the start of the record! Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Master Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Not the speckled here. Surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn.
Yes, that is true, but so what?
Truth be told, there is no way that Master Mask could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink, spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains.
Paint stains.
And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lord the Tailor. I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say an error-prone human. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn. You can't be serious. And yet, this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means... Detective Atme had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. And because this photo is fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. That was a good noise. That one was fun.
Witness, you have anything to say for yourself?
Alright, that did it. He's broken. He's gargling coffee. Nick? I think it's still a little early for a victory pose. Huh? It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days.
Conviction, you say?
Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Mask to Mask. Now we're calling him a murderer? Raven passes him the damn coffee. He's got Gumshoe hiding under the desk. You don't think we're being a tad fickle?
Ooh, that's a good point.
No way! Don't fall for that too, Your Honor! You say that Luke Atney was the one who killed Kane Bullard. Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that? An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive. Might you, my merry murderer's motive manifest? Nick, he's getting a second wind. Motive? You guys with your motives and your evidence? What is this, court of law?
If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Rhonda Light, as you say.
Motive these nuts! Got him!
He must have had a very strong motive for murder.
The only one with any motive we've seen is Rhonda Light. Isn't that right, Detective? Indeed. According to my own research, the boy's motive is clear.
Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were.
I'd be honored to, Sir Oldtimer. They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance. Motive for murder. I, Luke Atney, had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Kane Bullard decided to investigate Master Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Rhonda Light. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Master Mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Kane Bullard. Truly a tragedy.
The victim, Kane Bullard, blackmailed the defendant.
This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. Handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter. What? Blackmail letter updated in the court record. Found in Rhonda Light's room, written by Bullard.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Begin your cross-examination.
Okay. What is suspicious? What is suspicious? And who in the world is going to prove that? I will. Fuck. After doing a thorough background check of Detective Atney and Kane Bullard, we were unable to find any links between them. It's all in the report.
Perhaps they were connected through their work. They were both involved in security.
Stupid prosecutors and their stupid evidence and their stupid hunters down room. Nope.
That was blunt.
In any case, the only one with a motive was Mr. Delight. Kane Bullard decided to investigate Master Mask and simply mistook who he was. Yeah, whatever. It's all bullshit. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Rhonda Light. What did we just find out about the blackmail letter? Feels like a weird thing to be specific about. How do we know that it was... I know they just told me, but how do we know that it was written by Bullard for shorties? For shorties cruisies? You mean this blackmail letter right here?
It says bring 50,000.
And the handwriting is, without a doubt, the victim's. That's no mistake. We have an official report to prove it. Okay.
But I didn't see an addressee on this letter anywhere.
An addressee. Oh! This letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment. And Mr. Delight did show up at the designated place and time. The fact that there is no addressee is irrelevant. I wonder... What's up, Nick? Well, I just had a thought. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr. Delight? Whoa! Do you have any evidence of that? For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling. But there's something not quite right about this blackmail letter. Well, everyone, are you quite satisfied? Okay. She's our assistant. Okay, So the blackmail letter would have been sent to Atme, who then sent it on to Ron. But how do we prove that? Back to the evidence. What have we got? This is irrelevant. Yeah, irrelevant. Yeah, they always allow one weird little girl into court. Oh! Fucking the red diamond! He's wearing it! He was like, oh my god, and this red diamond that I got the other day. Well, yeah, the red diamond. Okay, so the blackmail letter definitely went to him first. Where do I present this? And sent it to Ron Delight. Yeah, this'll work. This'll work. I think. Yeah. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atme? Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright. When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction? I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that. You're one to talk. At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior?
Indeed. Time to man up, Mr. Wright. Show us the contradicting evidence and the content of the blackmail letter.
Fuck. It's in the blackmail letter! God, I did not get into a fist fight with Feeny. Tear of Amenon? The gem? Is the Tear of Amenon the red jewel? Let's find out. That's... Other than just presenting the letter again, which I don't think is gonna work since they're asking for something more specific. I think it has to be the jewel itself? The bone structure is like that Atme skull. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the Tear of Amenon, the stolen jewel. Oh fuck, the jewel is blue. But this appears to be working, so now I'm confused.
What about it?
The problem is this jewel's colour. Colour? I'm not much for discussing colour myself. According to the clipping, the colour of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day.
Red.
Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the Tear of Amenon that Master Mask stole at all. Yes! That's definitely where I was gonna go with that. Great. Okay. Completely wrong formula, but we got the right answer, it's fine. And your point is, Mr. Trite? So you are trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else? And that is what you're trying to say, right, Trite?
That is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright?
Well, that is what you're trying to say, right, Nick? Yes. This is who Kane Bullard was actually blackmailing. Naturally. It was you, Detective Atme. Do you have some sort of basis for that claim? You have been personally involved in every single Master Mouse case, and in the last case you recovered what was stolen, and received a jewel as your reward. A jewel. Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring. That is the diamond referred to in the letter, which means that Kane Bullard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you.
Ah! Order in the court. Order, I say. It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite.
Uh-oh. I don't like the way he said that.
Kane Bullard blackmailing Luke at me. You for real?
Yes, I am. Nick, come on, stand up to him. It is indeed smirking.
Then answer me this. The blackmailing letter contains the following passage. You don't want your identity revealed to the world. Yes, it certainly does. Kane Bullard threatened to make Luke Atney's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep a secret. So just what was that identity?
Atney killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret? Hi, Jay! Thank you, Dee. This is what it all comes down to, Nick. The identity that Luke Atney wanted so desperately to keep a secret was his identity as... Gotta talk to me in circles just then. You don't want your true identity revealed to the world. What was his involvement with Kane Bullard? And what are these numbers? Somehow yeah. I don't feel like it's the top two, so it's gotta be this. But is that what those numbers are? He's been blackmailing Ron, at least. I think it's this one. Oh, I could have saved scummed, you're right. Luke Atney was a blackmailer.
Objection!
Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke Atney. Are you saying that Atney was blackmailing someone else on top of that?
You have to admit that does sound a little odd. It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atney. But Ron Delight was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident?
Yes, just a few days after the Tears of Emanon heist.
After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person, incredibly detailed plans.
Detailed plans? In which case that would mean that Ron Delight was actually Mask Damask.
That is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with some plans and had Mr. Delight steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atney. Shh! Silence!
Now I see. It's all becoming clear.
What is?
When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless, with the tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong?
How did you?
You say that I, Luke Atney, was blackmailing Ron Delight. In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Mask Damask.
Well, yes.
Ron Delight started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime. Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise.
In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke Atme know that Ron DeLite was Master Mask? But this is the clipping again, isn't it? Because he's the guard. And then he just stole his shtick. Right? God in the photo was Ron DeLite. I think I see it. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief trying to be the center of attention. What do you mean? This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Ron DeLite in his guard uniform. It seems that Master Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket.
That sounds far too stupid to be true.
Correct! With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atme. That's when you learned that under his mask, Master Mask was really Ron DeLite. What the? Wasn't he supposed to be Master Mask?
Not only that, it looks like he wasn't even an ace detective.
I can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer.
What a fraud! Trying to pass himself off as an ace detective.
This case is deranged. Why you? How dare you expose me like that? Why, I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I am a famous and proud ace detective and also Masked Mask. Why can't you understand that? I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity. Why you? How dare you even dare imply that one so smart as me could ever fall to such lowly depth? Why not try yourselves with those big mouths of yours? You're all fools, I say, none of you can compare to my genius. You're really just jealous, so go on, desecrate me, commemorate me. There is nothing the great ace detective cannot handle. Blackmail, murder, threats, I'll get away with all of it. It's enough to make one laugh. An ace defective! Get the ass.
It would seem we finally arrived at the real answer.
That was quite a performance by Mr. Atme.
Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Atme.
No! Why? A hammer that strikes too fast. There's no time to aim.
What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling.
Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. You don't get much more in your face than that. It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite. What are you... It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atme was a filthy blackmailer, and that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder. That's right! That's why he's the one who killed Mr. But there's still one thing you have yet to prove.
What's that?
Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. And therefore, if you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered. No! No way!
Order! Order in the court. Well, Mr. Wright?
Connor begrudgingly has a point. Ugh. This is it. This is the final round. I've got to prove that Atme was at Mr. Bullett's office on that night. But can you really prove that? That's long enough, Mr. Trite. I want to hear your answer. Let's make a little save real quick. That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security and the defense... Hey, Ron was there, we know that. We know that he was there. We know that he was the third person. But... we don't appear to have any evidence that implicates him as the third person. They're actually a smart lawyer. Unbelievable. I think this might be one of those little trick moments. I'm looking at this and I see nothing that explicitly links at me to the scene. Someone please come save me. I can't prove it.
Just as I thought.
But if we hear more of Detective Atney's testimony, unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite. No, please let him testify. Please let him testify. Please, though. What do you mean? I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean. What? Have you forgotten? Luke Atney is here after we interrupted his own trial, and you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as Masque de Masque. No! Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. Oh my god. Love wins? I am the ace detective as well as Masque de Masque. My verdict will verify that. Just as Rondelets will verify that he's the true murderer. I'll let this play out and then we might have to go back to my safe. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Order in the court. That's enough deliberation over this witness.
I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is... Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and... By then, it'll be too late. Huh? Why? But, like, Gumshoe's gonna walk in or something, right? Or Butts? Larry, would you like to come save my ass, please? D, I'm so nervous. Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law. Double jeopardy?
If a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts, and it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else.
Mr. Atney will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as Masque de Masque, which means...
He will be innocent as far as the murder of Kane Bullard is concerned.
No way!
The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Atney's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as Kane Bullard's murderer.
Okay, but would someone like to... please? Please? Oh no. Oh no. Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Stupid Connor, stupid Lawson! Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Atney, will go free. Okay, but he's gonna start to say it, he's gonna be like, I declare him, and then someone's gonna say, objection! And it's gonna be like, Larry or Gumshoe with some new evidence, or Mia. Please? Right? I'm not on copium. This is what you told me during DGS, and I was right then.
You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today, and as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections?
Yes, yes, someone, please, please, someone, please, objection, please, 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 objection, please, please, objections, please.
And I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atney.
Please? Yeah! Yeah! Yes! Yes! It's gotta be Mia, right? I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result. I'm so sorry if I deafened you guys, oh my god. I'm so sorry. The excitement was genuine.
How did you...
Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets.
Mia!
That voice, no way.
Yes!
Long time no see, Phoenix.
Mia!
This is the true power of the Korean channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me. But right now, she's my mentor, Mia Fey. Now, let's do this. But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony's not over yet.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Yes, that's true, but
Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
yes, but those comments appear to have no importance whatsoever.
Very well. Then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that alright with you, prosecutor?
Is something the matter, Mr. Goddard? Nothing.
Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods will do anything to me, look at... Let's hear it.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Uh-huh. It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination.
Mr. Goddard,
What do you...
very well then. Mr. Luke Atney, I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks.
The defense would like to hear why you declared the defendant to be the true murderer. Yes, I finished Ace Attorney 3 in the past.
So please, give us one last bit of testimony.
Phoenix? This is it. This is our absolute last chance.
Yes, Chief. You're Katie.
The last testimony.
Oh, gotta throw me for such a loop then. My brain is sore. Indeed, it is true that I was not at Ludley Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph ready. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight. Thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there.
You have nothing to apologize for, Dee.
Something about that bit, I think, just threw all of our minds out of the window. We all collectively go, oh my god. Oh, of course, simp. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you, Bree, for the defense. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit, which is why it had left no prints. And the blackmail letter, the victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Zvari! Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy. Okay. This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well.
Witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course.
But, how did you know about the emergency buzzer?
The police investigation documents went directly through me.
And I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer. Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer?
Not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Cannot postpone Luke Hatme's trial any longer. This is your last chance.
But hang on a sec. Just one chance? Shit. Huh. It seems that the party's about to begin. Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony. So it would seem. What do you mean, so it would seem? Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it. Cool! Thanks! Haha! Save, save, save. Cup number 17. The last cup. It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial. I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony, and I need to point it out without presenting evidence. Which means all I can do is find the contradictory remark and press it. Remember, you only get one chance. Okay.
Very well then, Mr. Red. Please begin your final cross-examination.
One chance. Okay. It could be number 2, I guess. This is nothing. How did you know about the date beforehand? Okay, that's nothing. So far it's 2 or 3. Food! That was so poggers! Oh my god, grilled chicken and fish. Okay, had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. Fine, whatever. What about the date beforehand, so I have this photograph readied. Brilliant direction was what informed me that the true culprit was Rhonda Light. Actually, key card and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. Also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Light was wearing his Master Mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. The blackmail letter, the victim likely just mistook the colour of the jewel. The diary, therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy. What is he saying here? Okay. Okay. Let's go over this from the start. He was not at the Lordly Taylor, that's true. We don't know what the job request was, but that's fine. Known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. Sure. Brilliant deduction was what informed you that the true culprit was from Delight. Yep. This is the keycard in the wallet, and it's abundantly clear that he was there. So that's the keycard in the wallet at the place. And then he was there to hear the buzzer. You're just placing yourself at the scene. Don't have any fingerprints. He sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. He was wearing his Master Mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. This one feels... If he was wearing the Master Mask, we know that he was. But... I'm unclear on what he's saying overall. But that one in particular. Yeah, they're like, well, it was clear that he was there thanks to the keycard and wallet. But it's supposedly he shouldn't have actually seen Ron, right? And if he didn't actually see Ron, then he has no way of knowing that he was wearing the Master Mask outfit. I think it's this.
Fear.
Mr. Atme, about this last remark.
Objection.
You still don't get it, do you, Trey? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Gatto. Yeah! Get him! What? Mr. Atme, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. How can you say that? Well, let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atme? God, I love you, but kindly fuck off for a moment, okay? Thank you. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. Is that correct?
Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof.
More like your deductions prove that you're a fool.
I'm sorry. Whatever do you mean? For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty.
When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as Master Mask when he went to the scene of the crime?
That was,
It was just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cup was looking at me with a cold stare. Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Atme? There is no way that you should have known about that. You were in the next courtroom being tried as Master Mask. So then enlighten us. How did you know about that piece of information?
Well... Come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand.
And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Atme to have found that out.
Only one.
One way, you say. Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer.
But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker. There was no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Atme.
It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head.
Just what are you implying?
Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight.
Impossible.
About time, baby! Detective Atme, you saw Master Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him and you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing. An earthquake?
Take a good look, everyone! Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown! The same line you gave yesterday.
But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time. The tragic clown indeed. There you go.
What an awfully complicated incident. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight. and upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atney tried to frame Rondelay. He then claimed to be guilty as Master Mask in order to escape his true crime,
And to that end, he came up with this plan, to use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi.
At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth.
Excuse me.
We came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man, besmirching him with the title of murderer.
Don't ignore me!
Oh, I didn't realize you were there.
Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict.
I know, you never committed any murder.
That's right. I'm glad you understand that, but I really am Master Mask!
Huh?
Oh, thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was it you said? Double jeopardy?
Now that you mention it.
I've been careless. Careless? What do you think, Mia? As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent.
Then Master Mask is really innocent?
It would seem so. For now.
For now?
Now then, this court finds the defendant hot, milky.
We done it! Wait, this is really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still am Master Mask after all. Okay, Ron. Thank you, Ron. We did it! Yay! October 14, 3:35 p.m. Head pats! Ooh, thank you, dear. Wahoo! We survived. That one was stressful. Oh my god. October 14, 3:35 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. You did it, Phoenix.
Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days.
Oh? Remember the next case, by the way? I remember a little from the next case. I'm excited.
I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days.
You mean about becoming the master of the Korean channeling school? I remember the next case has at least one, weird line that I didn't like. Just a bit gross. But overall, it's got some fun portions. So I think it'll be fun. We'll make it fun. And we'll boo and throw tomatoes when they say things that are gross.
You mean about becoming the master of the Korean channeling school? Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother.
Misty Faye, right?
Watch over her, will you, Phoenix?
Of course.
Well then, see you around.
Mia.
Mr. Wright! I don't know what to say.
Congratulations, Mr. Delight.
Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, though, now that all of this is happening. Come on, just be happy already!
Maya!
You've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as Master Mouse to boot.
But in exchange, I lost everything.
Huh? What do you mean?
Getting security information from KB Security, becoming Master Mask. I did it all for one reason, for her! You mean your wife, Desiree? She hates criminals more than anything. And come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she? She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure. So that's why you became Master Mask? Yes, but it's all over now. A broken ball can never be put back together.
That's not true, right, Nick?
Right. Really? Can we go back to the way things were?
You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it.
I can?
I kind of wish you would check with me first. Just a delay. Even if a bowl is broken, there's always a way to put it back together.
Do we get to show the vase here?
Where's the urn?
The sacred urn? Essie was the one who found this.
Desiree, your wife. She's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Ah, there you are!
Mr. Light.
You did it, Ronnie, you're innocent! I'm so happy!
Thank you. I appreciate that, but, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you?
Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really Master Mask either. Mr. Light, what are you gonna do now that you know? You're not gonna really leave him, are you? Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How can I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast that there's no way he could ever get away.
But didn't you say that you hated criminals?
Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective.
I see.
Why Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous.
Chivalrous?
I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement.
Tessie. Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you?
They're in love and bonkers.
They're so cute.
Nicky boy.
Yes?
I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us.
Oh, well, take care of yourself.
You too, Nicky boy.
I can feel my face going red.
Mr. Nick! Mystic Maya! Congratulations!
Talk about bad timing.
Mr. Nick, how could you? With another man's wife in front of Mystic Maya!
No, you've got it all wrong.
I will never forgive you! Never, ever!
How's murder? So, just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness. Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together, but I know that's not true. I mean, just look.
Oh, the face!
So cute. Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before. So cute.
Oh. Episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout, the end! We did it! Nick is like an honorary Fae at this point. He has enough trauma. All his siblings are there. Success! Alright, we will start the next case, but I'm going to get a snack first. We will be right back. Spotify, please? Spotify, please work? There we go. Okay. Snack consumed. Let's start the next case. Recipe for turnabout.
That's enough. Wait, did I go to the wrong safe? This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
It wasn't me. I swear it wasn't me. Okay, no, I know where we are. We're good.
The evidence and testimony we have seen and heard are conclusive testimony. The victim was alone in this table when he drank from that poisoned coffee cup.
No, you're wrong. I know what I saw. I saw. I saw someone else there. And man, he's the real killer. Phoenix kill. Phoenix maim. Why won't anyone believe me? I can't believe Phoenix killed Phoenix. Oh my god.
Wow, I'd say that pretty much wraps this case up, wouldn't you? Mr. Wright? This court finds the defendant guilty. This court is adjourned.
I did. Seeing him before caught me very off guard. I was like, that's not the right voice. That's not the right voice. We got it this time though. January 6th, 10:03 a.m. Wright and Co. law offices. I was not prepared to be voicing like Payne and the judge and the second judge all at once earlier. What just happened? It looked like Phoenix committed murder and then got a guilty verdict on a client, presumably. He was not in the defendant. January 6th, 10:03 a.m. Wright and Co. law offices. The start of the new year always makes me feel like I can take on the whole world. I bet it does, Maya. So, I've decided that our resolution should be Zvari, take on the world. What do you think? Sure, whatever, Maya. But I think maybe you've had more than enough mistletoe cake. Never! You've got to eat a lot of cake during New Year's. It's practically a tradition. Like watching the fireworks on TV or playing a board game.
Hey, pal!
Pal! Hi! Detective Gumshoe. Happy New Year, Detective!
Likewise. Now listen up, right? I wanna...
Here's to another fruitful year of Lawyer Police Corporation.
Yeah, me too. Alright, pal, you've got some explaining to do.
Have you got a holiday present for me, Detective?
A what? Well, here, have this. It's really nothing much, but...
Yay! Thanks!
Look, pal, we need to have a talk. Take a seat.
Hey, what about Pally? You haven't forgotten her present, have you? Thanks for the like, D. Enjoy your dinner.
No, I mean, yes, I mean, are you doing this on purpose?
Guess I'm busted. How did you like my first practical joke of the year?
Very funny, pal. Well, let's see how funny you think it is when I show you this. What is it? A magazine?
Hey, I want to see. Deadly poisoning brings guilty verdict. Defense attorney Wright trounced. Huh? Trounced? Let me see that. Defense attorney gave an almost childishly amateur performance yesterday. What the heck is this?
It's a report, pal, about you.
Listen to this. Mr. Wright must take full responsibility for the ruling in this case.
Well, don't tell me you don't remember anything about it.
But I don't remember anything about it. When was that issue from anyway?
December of last year, which I guess makes it last month.
Which makes it old news, you mean? But I wasn't involved in a poisoning case in December. You got it, Sim? So what do you think this is all about, Nick?
If it wasn't you, pal, then that leaves only one possibility.
No way. You don't mean... A phony Nick? This must be Gumshoe's idea of a joke. Guess he's starting off the year with one too. Magazine clipping added to the court record. An article from December 5th says I was trounced and my client was found guilty. Oh my god, a phonic. Why aren't you eating dinner?
So, what are you gonna do about it, pal?
What do you mean, what am I gonna do about it? Well, it's your fault that the judge found the defendant guilty in this case. My fault? How do you figure that? Because the Phoenix Wright is super famous now? Well, maybe only sort of.
Yeah. See what happens when you hotshots start getting too full of yourself?
But I didn't do anything wrong. At least not that I can remember.
I'm gonna make this right, pal. Now. And that means taking the case back to court. Got it?
Sounds like we've got our first case of the new year. Let's tackle it with gusto.
I don't know. The judge already issued a guilty verdict once in this case. It's not going to be easy to get it overturned.
I guess that New Year's resolution is going to have to wait until next year.
You're taking the case, right? Good. I'm gonna head over to the courthouse then. After that, I'll go back to the precinct. And drop by if you need something, okay, pal?
I guess people are starting to know the name Phoenix Wright. If a client entrusted a case to me based on my reputation, I guess I am kind of responsible. But why would someone want to impersonate me? What sort of a guy would do that? Okay. Where can we go? Detention Center? January 6th, Detention Center, Visitors Room. It's so nerve-wracking waiting to meet our new client. I wonder just what kind of person you tricked and got found guilty. Keep it down, Maya. That kind of talk could ruin me. Ah! How could you, Mr. Wright? How could you do this to me? They put me in solitary. I haven't been able to stop crying. Aren't you? Yes, I am. I am totally and utterly let down. Are you? Don't pretend you don't know me. It's me, Maggie, remember? Maggie Bird.
Maggie Bird.
Maggie Bird. She's the policewoman I defended that one time.
She was accused of murdering her lover. He was a cop, too.
Lemon! Hi! How you doing today? What are you doing in here? Didn't I get you a quit? Oh, sure, very funny! After that fifth-rate defense job, you come in here and start making jokes? You better hurry up and tell her what happened, Nick. Oh, I see.
So that's where we stand right now.
Sorry you've been caught up in another murder. I know a lot about that. I'm good, just recovering from a flu. How are you? I'm good! I hope that your flu recovery goes really smoothly. Please drink lots of water. Have some lemon. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. I vaguely remember her saying the exact same thing last time. But I don't mind. What's one more disaster in my life? At least now the real Mr. Wright is here with me. I won't let the world keep me down, sir. So how come you're dressed like that, Maggie? Last year you looked so sharp in that police uniform. I was fired after that incident last year. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I don't mind one bit. I enjoyed being on the force, but I think it was time for me to move on. So what do you do now? In the second act of The Life of Maggie Bird, I'm playing the role of a waitress. A waitress? Yes, in a French restaurant. It's a small place, but it's quite fashionable. The outfit's really cute. My charming smile and shapely figure came through for me. And the owner, Mr. Armstrong, hired me straight away, sir.
And then you got into this mess straight away, right?
Yeah, you could put it that way. This whole mess started on the 3rd of last month, and it happened at Trebillon. Trebillon? Yes, it's a restaurant where good service and a friendly smile are always included. Oh. A queer brunch place. Yeah, we've heard of it. There were 2 men at the table, both drinking coffee. And then... One of the men slipped some poison into the victim's cup. The victim took just one sip and was gasping for air. I was so shocked I passed out. Hey, hold on there, Maggie. What? You keep calling the guy the victim. Didn't you know the guy who was killed? Not at all! I'd never seen the guy before. Oh. So she wouldn't have had a motive to kill him then, I guess. And the other man, the killer, you saw him, right? Of course! A good waitress must be attentive to the clientele. So you saw the killer, but you were found guilty of the crime anyway? How come? You tell me, Mr. Wright! Oh, I guess the answer to my question is my phony. Anyway, she saw the killer. Better see if I can get a description of the guy. So, if you saw the murderer, why were you still convicted? Because no one else saw. Saw what? The other man! The one who put the poison in the victim's coffee! Everyone testified that way. Mr. Armstrong, the customer, everyone! The victim was sitting alone at his table the whole time. But how's that possible? I don't know! But nobody, not one person would believe me, sir! Even Phoenix Wright, my one last hope for a fair trial, failed me! What a pathetic defense! My granny could have done a better job! Look, that wasn't me, okay? And then they found something a bit incriminating in my apron pocket. What? A bottle of poison. What? Poison? It was in your pocket? Well, I passed out when the victim collapsed. The killer must have slipped the poison into my pocket when I was unconscious. Head in my hands. And no one else saw this other guy? No, sir. That's what everyone said. But I don't see how they could have missed him. I was the one who took the coffee to the two men. Oh? And what was your impression of them? Well, when I first saw them, I kind of thought they might be in the music industry. I kid you not, I literally had my head in my hands when you said that. Universal reaction. In music? How come? Well, one of them had some sort of earpiece that an emo musician's look about him. And there was a sample CD on the table, sir. An earpiece and a sample CD, huh? Did you get a look at the CD at all? It had a band's name written on it. I think it was MC something. They must have been preparing for their debut, I guess. What was the band's CD? Maybe a promo disc. Maybe it was MC Screwdriver. Get serious, Maya. Would you buy the CD of a group named that? What was the name of that group again? MC Hacksaw? No, MC... And what about the killer? What did he look like? Well, I don't really remember. Only that he was a young man. Well built like the victim, really. Okay. We have... Oh yeah, I need to ask you about this. Hey! This article's about my case! Can you tell me anything about the guy who was pretending to be me? Yes, sir! It was the morning after I'd been arrested. I met you in the visitor's room here. You were wearing one of your super sharp suits. Me? Yes, you, Mr. Wright. Hey, Maggie, was my evil double Ion here too? No, I don't remember if only you, Maya. It would have been so cool. Then you got really worked up and passionate. I'm gonna get you cleared of this crime, you said. Okay, I get the picture. But you've met me in person before, so how come you didn't realize that guy wasn't the real me? I guess, looking back now, it was a little strange. Only a little. Well, okay, so you were a bit taller than normal, and you looked a bit shady, and your voice was a bit weird. Oh, and you had this kind of funny accent, and... So the guy was nothing like me then? But he had your spiky hair and blue suit! Is that all it takes for someone to imitate me? How about everyone else in the courtroom, like the judge and the observers? Didn't they realize he was an imposter? Everyone had these big question marks on their faces, but it seemed that no one wanted to say anything, sir. This case just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Phoenix Wright cosplayers for real. All you need is the spiky hair and the blue suit, and bam, Phoenix Wright. Mr. Wright, Do you think it's possible to get a retrial? Probably. The court ruled in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. So we should be able to get a retrial. Mr. Wright? Do you think we'll win next time? Sir? My life has been a full course meal of bad luck, complete with defeat for dessert. Since I was 6 months old when I fell from my 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. I even landed a phony lawyer when I had the misfortune of being accused of murder. But I will survive, because Maggie Bird always lives to fight another day. And one day I'll find it. Just you wait and see, sir. I'll find that one single moment of good luck. Oh, Zinniop is really going to pay for this. What are you staring at me like that for? But Maya's right. Whoever it is that thought it was a good idea to use my name and get an innocent girl convicted of murder had better watch out. We'll find him. Don't you worry. We'll get Zinniop for you. Thank you. I'll tell you where Trebian is then. Right, the restaurant where the murder took place. Yeah, Trebian, the brunch place from acclaimed fanfiction A Brief for the Defense. That's the one, yeah. Yes, sir. When you go, please tell Mr. Armstrong I said hi. Sure. Alright, Nick, let's go check out this restaurant and its food. Okay. Let's go to Trebian. January 6th, Trebian. It's cute. It's a bit much, but it's cute. Whoa! Look at this place! Look, and like smell. What is with the suffocating scent of flowers in here? Then again, girls like that kind of thing, right? Actually, I'm not all that into it. No one's coming to see us. Maybe there's no one here? Don't be silly, Maya. This is a restaurant and it's open for business. Hello? Anyone here? I don't believe it. There really isn't anyone here. The person in the photo? I wonder. Perfect. Let's get intrusive. If there's no one here, we can take anything we want. Yeah, I suppose we can. I don't think that's how it works, guys. That's still called robbery. Yeah, can we see the crime scene? This must be the table where the murder occurred. I guess so, with all this police tape all around it. And that stain must be from the poisoned coffee. Don't go licking the tablecloth, okay, Maya? Why would I lick it? I'm not a cat, you know. And why can I picture you doing just that? Okay. What's it gonna take to trigger something here? Breaking and entering is okay when people aren't around. That's what we always say in the courts. If you don't get caught, you don't go to court. What's this? It's a rack full of fashion magazines, and they're all in French. Why don't you try wearing something a bit more chic sometime, huh, Maya? Yeah, I guess I could. I'm always in my acolyte clothes, aren't I? It'd be fun to wear normal clothes every now and then. There's something stuffed in behind the rack. Looks like a sports paper to me. Hey, and look at this! Someone scribbled a little doodle on one of the pages. MC Bomber, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. $100,000? Maybe? I wonder what MC Bomber is supposed to be. Wait, this paper, it's from December 3rd. This paper's from the day of the poisoning. What? Sports paper added to the court record. Dates from December 3rd, the day of the incident. Found at Trebian. A paper from the day of the murder. This has got to be a clue. I should see if I can find out some more about this paper. Okay. Ooh, perhaps. It's a rack full of fashion magazines. And wait, we already did this. Okay, we've done this. Found that sports paper behind this magazine rack earlier. I better try to find out everything I can about it. Okay. What's it back on the table? This table's set nicely. Just needs a customer. Like everything? Okay. We can do that. do you think this flower is, Nick? Let's see. Well, it doesn't look like a tulip, and it's not a sunflower, I don't think. Even I could have told you that. Well, those are the only kinds of flowers I know. Nabbit, I'm a lawyer, not a botanist. Don't you know the dahlia, Phoenix? Check that. Wow, that's a beautiful winter wonderland out there. Really? Cool, I love snow, let me see. Huh? It's not white. It's not even snowing. Sorry, D. Got you. I was only kidding, Maya. Nick! There are lies that are okay to tell and lies that definitely aren't. All I did was tell an itty-bitty white lie about non-existent white snow. This restaurant has partitions that separate the tables. When you're seated at a table, you can only see the tables to your right or left. Okay, so that helps explain how they didn't see them. I think that's everything on this side. It's the restaurant's front entrance. There's a sign hanging on the door written in French. It probably says open or closed. It must be one or the other, but I don't know which since I don't know Jacques about French. Look, it's one of those magical boxes that spits out money. You know, you're the only person who would ever describe a cash register in that way. Do I need to examine everything? I don't think there are things you need to do. Okay. We're trying to find out more about the sports paper, right? So maybe I'll just go around and wave it in people's faces until someone tells me what it is. The funny money, the funny box that spits out money. Oh, a sports paper! Let's see. Did Guts Braun manage to defend his heavyweight title? Sorry, Maggie, that paper is actually a month old. It's from the day of the murder. And Gutson got knocked out yesterday, I'm afraid. Oh no. I like that Maya follows it as well. That's interesting. I found this paper in the magazine rack at Trebillon. Really? Well, that's strange. Trebillon doesn't get newspapers. Mr. Armstrong says he's not really fond of them. And maybe one of the customers left it behind? Anyway, what I want you to take a look at is this scribble here. Aha! That's it, sir! MC Bomber! That was the name that was written on the CD! Just as I thought. Guess it wasn't MC Screwdriver after all, huh? So, that 100,000 must be a down payment for a record deal, right? If someone gave me 100,000, I'd sing for sure. The Master of Kurain, or the Spirit Song, or maybe even Maya's theme. Okay, Maya. So if the sample CD was on the victim's table, that means this newspaper may have belonged to the victim. You're right! So the victim left this behind on the day of the murder, huh? I think we better step up the investigation, don't you, Nick? Okay. Did that give us any new talk prompts? No. Let's go. I don't feel like I want to talk to Gumshoe just yet, so I guess let's go back to Trebillon, see if anyone's there yet. Yeah! January 6th, Trebillon. Oh la la, bonjour! Welcome to La Trebillon. Oh, hello. What happened to Maya? She's frozen stiff. Bienvenue! Welcome to my petit restaurant. Uh-huh. Bienvenue? Oh no, my petit tulip. Huh? Me? Look at his face, like a kitten rejected by his own mother. You're fatigued, no? Alors, you need this. An aromatic bottle with a melange of lanneroli and lalrose. My personal recommendation. Yeah, the stereotype is not fun. I would love to meet this guy in real life where he is a real human being who acts like this. The fact that he was written like this is frustrating. You know? You think I need what? Oui, just add a couple drops of this mixture to la bathwater and voila! It will soothe your body and your mind. It's simply fantastique! Really? And voila, monsieur. Who? Me? Look at that face, like a puppy rejected by life itself. You are fatigued, no? For you, monsieur, I recommend this. Oil of bergamot, and maybe a hint of... Oui. I will add la peppermint and la clary sage for a fragrance exceptionnel. Such an invigorating recipe will bring out your delicious beauty, monsieur.
My beauty?
Alas, if you will be seated, I will bring you the special menu of the day.
Actually, we're not here to eat. We're lawyers.
Mais bien sûr, I know this already, monsieur. You are La Phoenix, right, no?
Yes.
You know me? Oui. I never forget a man who flirts with me, especially in court.
I guess he was cross-examined by a mysterious senior.
Looks like everyone to do with this case knows who I am already.
I wonder what sort of impressions Iniop's been leaving on people, don't you?
Allow me to introduce myself to you again. I am Jean Armstrong. Enchanté.
Deranged. What you got for us?
So what does très bien mean? I know très, that means 3, right?
No. Très bien is français. In English, you would say very good.
Oh, very good.
Oui, exactement. L'atmosphère est très bien and la cuisine is très bien.
Your two French impressions I've heard are so vastly different. We got a hot well, yeah, no, yeah.
If the food's so good, why aren't there any customers in here? My cuisine is not for all. Some people, they do not appreciate la haute cuisine.
I thought everyone liked hot cuisine.
Since I have lost Maggie, I do not have enough arms.
So you're running this place on your own now? I think the guy in the fanfic was changed for the better.
Wait, for a moment. No one has answered my advertisement. Oh, pour moi!
Please don't eyeball me while you say that.
I am le chef, I am le manager. I'm also a trained aromatherapist.
A roaming what?
A practitioner of aromatherapy. The art of soothing the soul with the delicate floral aromas.
Delicate? The smell coming from that bottle earlier was anything but. Yeah, sometimes the Ace Attorney writers miss. So, could you tell me what you know about the incident?
Bien. It makes me sad to remember it, yet I remember it so well. More than a month has passed since it happened.
Yeah, I guess it's been about a month since Maggie's sentencing.
So, it was the 3rd of last month, just after 1 in the afternoon. A man who was in here for a coffee suddenly became ill.
Because of the poison in his coffee.
That is the truth as I know it. It was Maggie who took his drink to him. I was in the kitchen. I heard the sound of someone collapsing. When I came out to see what it was, he was already slumped in his chair.
He was dead?
Mon Dieu, oui, he was dead! Maggie had passed out also.
And this man who died, he was alone.
Oui, monsieur. All alone.
I know that Maggie said there was someone else, but...
I see.
The police, they asked me many times. Are you sure there was no one else at the table, they asked? But I am not the only one. The old man said the same thing.
Old man? What old man? So who was this old man that you mentioned?
At the time of the murder, there was another customer in here. What? Someone else saw it? Mais oui! As usual, he came alone that day. At the time of the murder, he was here. He saw it too. But he said the same things, that there was no one else at the victim's table. But Maggie swears there were 2 people.
Mademoiselle, the lawyer, he could not prove this, no?
About the lawyer. That was me, I suppose.
Mais bien sûr!
Wow! He's the first person who said it wasn't me.
Don't kid yourself, Nick.
Now who's the one making stuff up? Okay. Do we have anything to present to him? The sports paper? Do we care? Oh, I shouldn't forget about profiles. Maybe Maggie.
Maggie was a policewoman once, ne sais pas.
Yes, but she had to quit for, reasons beyond her control. Oui, oui. She was the suspect in the murder investigation, no? Oh, you know about that. That is why I gave to her le perfume for happiness. Happiness perfume? Oui, blended from bergamot, like I have given to you before. But she's been arrested again, and found guilty this time. This is true. A natural aroma of unhappiness must have been very strong. Just admit it, your perfume doesn't work. I'm not surprised she was la prime suspect, after something like that took place before my very eyes. Something like what? What's this guy talking about? Does this mean Maggie did have a motive? We've got to ask this guy for more info stat. Okay, what you got, boy? When Maggie took the coffee over to the victim, did anything happen? Oui, I suppose you could say so. Or what happened? No, it was nothing.
Look, Maggie says she didn't even know the guy, but she's still being indicted for murder. The prosecution must have come up with some kind of motive.
Oui, it is true. If there was anything at all between Maggie and the victim, it could be relevant.
So please, tell us anything you know. Oh, Psyche locks? How many? 3? Psyche locks? No way! What are we gonna do, Nick?
We'll just have to remove... What the?
What's wrong?
The Magatama, it's gone!
Huh? Wait.
Oh! Was that missing the whole time and I didn't notice? Oh my fucking god.
The Magatama!
I had it in my pocket, but it's vanished into thin air.
What?
But I could see the Psyche locks. Maybe that means the Magatama's nearby? Mr. Armstrong, can I just confirm something with you again? The table where the victim was sitting, was anyone else sitting there? That is a question you will have to ask him yourselves.
Huh? Him?
The old man spends all of his time down the park. La park? Oh, a park? What park's that? Behind the restaurant. It is called Vitamin Square.
Thank you.
Je vous en prie, my dear.
Let's go check out this Vitamin Square right now, Nick.
The Magatama. Okay. I think I had blocked the old man out of my head until now. I had forgotten him completely, and that tells me that we are about to experience something mildly unpleasant.
January 6th, Vitamin Square. But this is Vitamin Square.
Yeah, I see where they get the name from now. The fruits scream vitamins at you.
Hey, Nick. That's the guy, right? Isn't that the old man Mr. Armstrong was talking about?
That grouchy-looking grandpa?
He's throwing seeds out for the pigeons.
Maya, he's not throwing seeds for them, he's throwing seeds at them. Ah, that's right. Yes. My grumpiness threat level has just been raised to red. I like the music. Excuse me. Would you mind if I had a word with you?
Is that on one of the rides?
Yes, sir. Yes! I just want to ask you a couple of questions.
What's the matter with you? I just see I'm busy. You don't like my seeds, eh, pigeons?
He's really chucking those seeds at them. That's gotta hurt.
Go on, eat this!
This is all gonna be the same, isn't it? Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you about Maggie Bird?
I don't know any Maggie Bird.
Yes, you do. Maggie, the waitress at Trevian.
Ha! It's a disgrace, I tell you. Another disgrace.
A disgrace?
An innocent young girl revealing herself like that.
Revealing? You mean her uniform?
The youth of today, they don't have any shame. No shame, I tell you. Not 1 ounce. Whatever happened to the old Bushido values of Japan, like honor and modesty?
What about me? I'm not wearing anything revealing.
You! Your problem is you lack any sense of grace.
Talk about hitting a girl where it hurts.
Yuck!
I'm gonna rip that nose off your face and throw it at you like the tomato it looks like. Do you go to Trebbian a lot?
Humph. A miserable excuse for a restaurant. That garbage they serve in there's not food. Where's the sushi, the tempura, the rice?
Trebbian is a French restaurant, so.
Where do you think we are, boy? In Paris? I want real food, not those snooty snacks. And what about those shameless girls?
You mean the waitresses?
You can see all the way up to their... Yes, the waitresses! Ugh. They're practically naked. It's a disgrace, isn't it? Well, isn't it?
Listen, it's not my restaurant.
Ha! It's a miserable excuse for a restaurant, that place. Miserable!
He certainly knows the place. He must be a regular. But if he hates it so much, why does he keep going?
Are you a regular at that restaurant, sir? It's just if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there?
Sir?
There you are, you filthy pigeons! You want food? Ha ha! Take that!
You must be hiding something, right?
If he is, I should be able to see a Psyche look or two. Oh, wait. I don't exactly have the Magatama right now, huh?
Remember, Nick, that Magatama is only on loan. Better find it or else.
If Pearls ever gets wind of this, I'm going to be in a world of pain. Okay, let's examine one of the rides.
This place is so fruity.
Yeah, just because we're here, Maya.
Aww.
That's not a bad thing. Besides, I love apples. They're among my favorites.
And that apple slide is perfect for you.
And what is so perfect about it?
Oh, come on. Don't be a stick in the mud. Slide down it a few times. Go on. Woo!
No way! I'd get covered in sand if I slid down that slide. Anyone can see that.
Yeah, you're right. Otherwise, I'd give it a try too.
Aww, siblings. Okay, let's get away from this terrible old man. We're allowed to move, right? Can we... Oh, I should probably... I think the magazine is probably something.
Oh, there's a magazine here.
It's a magazine full of job listings.
Disgusting road picking up something someone else threw away.
Threw away? Did you throw this away? Are you looking for a job?
Ha! It's none of your business.
Sorry, I guess I'll just take this magazine with me then.
I don't want anyone else having it. Give it back.
Too bad. Now that you want it so bad, I don't want to give it up. Job listings added to the court record. We are stealing from this old man and running. Picked up from a bench in Vitamin Square. Thrown away by the old man.
Hey, that's mine.
We do a little theft as a treat.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Get away from here.
Do I have anything to do? It takes me... Is the Magatama here?
Book it, Maya! No, I do remember one particular thing, and I feel like this is probably the way to get there. Mademoiselle!
Yes?
Are you looking for a job?
What? No, I was just...
Let me see. Your style is unpenu. It's a bit different, but you have a good face.
Different?
Felicitations! You have passed. I will hire you. Beyond, come with me. I will teach you everything I know.
Nick? Help!
I don't know whether to laugh or feel bad for Maya. Maybe I should do both. Okay. We've given up our weird little girl for the moment. Let's just leave her here.
Bye, Maya!
F's in chat. January 6th, detention center, visitors room.
Kidnapping? No!
Ah! Looks like they have Maggie in questioning. I guess I've asked her pretty much everything. I'll come back if there's anything else I need to ask her later. What are they questioning her about? It's been forever. Okay, Criminal Affairs, Dr. Gumshoe? January 6th, police station, Criminal Affairs Department. I say no. No.
You know, a little bit. For ages I didn't get it, because I was like, no. No sounds distinct to nor. But nor. Yeah, they're pretty close. I have the British Aussie accent, but it is still an Aussie accent.
Well, pal, have you found the evidence yet? The one that's gonna find her innocent?
No, not yet. We've only just started our investigation.
Well, whatever you need to know, I'll give you the dirt on it. I'm putting all my other cases off for now, pal.
I'm just really fired up about this.
Oh yeah, one more thing. The reach rail's been approved. Court's sitting at 10 AM tomorrow. And Goddard's gonna be the prosecutor.
Him.
Now listen up, pal. If Meg is found guilty again,
Yes?
I'll make sure you get looked up good for it, got it?
Sure, thank you. So the guilty party was Maggie Bird, huh?
Yeah.
Back when she was on the police force, you were her mentor when she was a rookie, right?
Yeah, I kept a close eye on her. I mean, not too close. You know. Hey, what's with the funny looks, pal?
I was just hurt. It wasn't anything like, look, sure, I was her boss when she was doing her training, but that was it. Nothing happened. Gumshoe sure is sweating up a storm over nothing. Ah, so that's it. Our big old Gumshoe has a little old crush on Maggie.
I don't like her or anything. I was... Not like I like you, bucka.
Note to self, gossip with Maya about this later. That's so cute.
Look, pal, don't tell anyone, okay? You've got to keep it a secret, got
it? Sure. And would you mind not guessing what I'm thinking all the time?
Hey, tell your face, pal, not me. You have to be blind not to see what's on your mind.
Sillies. So, I was wondering, could you fill me in on the victim?
Ronald, he was a computer programmer.
I see, a programmer.
He was just a regular Joe working for a small-town computer firm. Like, he never had any contact with the guy before that day. And all she did was take him his coffee on the day of the murder, pal.
Yeah, Maggie also claimed to have never seen the guy before. Did the victim go to the restaurant often?
Not according to the chef, but it was the first time he'd seen the guy.
Programmer, and a first-time customer at that. What possible reason could Maggie have had to kill a guy like that?
That's what I thought. But a motive was still somehow established in her trial.
You're kidding! What was her supposed motive?
Sorry, pal, I'm real busy. I haven't even got enough time to sift through these papers. Look into it yourself, okay?
What could this motive have been?
It isn't really a proper investigation. I'm kind of working it by myself.
Oh, that's right.
I've already ruled on the case and all the evidence is in already. The only problem is with Maggie's testimony.
Yeah, doesn't sound very good for us, huh?
Look, pal, I've got a mountain of papers on this case to look over before tomorrow. I'm just gonna say this. Maggie Bird's no liar. She's... Okay, so she's a bit out there and a bit off base sometimes. She was a good cop.
That's not exactly complimentary, you know. So what do you think really happened? And just how contradictory is her testimony?
The biggest problem with Maggie's testimony is the number of people at the table.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Maggie still insists there was another guy sitting with the victim.
Right, but get this. Everyone else in the place says the guy was alone, even the chef. And then there's that CD.
CD? Oh yeah, she did mention something about a CD.
And there was a sample CD on the table, sir.
Our guys turned that place upside down. There was no CD.
What?
Not on the table, not anywhere in the whole restaurant, pal.
But didn't Maggie say the victim was wearing an earpiece too?
Yeah, but that was for the portable radio in the front pocket of his hoodie.
A radio? He didn't have a CD player.
You got it. Your phony never explained that contradiction at all.
Come to think of it, the owner of Cherbien didn't mention that CD either. I don't know why, but I get the feeling Mr. Armstrong's got something to hide.
Okay. probably not gonna have any thoughts on these. He's the one who gave me that. On the profiles? What do you make of this?
Sorry, pal. All I can think about is Maggie at the moment. No, I didn't mean it like that. I meant...
You don't have to explain. Really. Okay, what about Armstrong?
Chef Trebian, huh? You know what that chef said to me? Oh la la, your body is full of love toxins. And then he gave me this bottle.
What's in it?
I don't know. The label says juniper. I'm under orders to put a few drops of it in my bath every day.
Under orders?
Yeah, you know, there's something about that lady. I mean, guy.
Huh? You can't stop thinking about him?
Not like that, pal. Give me a break. It's not my type. I mean, I can't stop thinking that he's involved with this case somehow.
Sounds like he knows a little something more about our charming chef. Okay. So what exactly is it that caught your attention about the chef at Trebian?
It's, kind of hard to say. The guy's probably not even connected with the case anyway.
Hey, come on, detective. Didn't you say you'd give me the dirt on anything? Yeah, so who is your type, Gumshoe? I'd love to know. Is it, someone stupid but overconfident, and reckless, and, I'm just pushing my dick butts agenda right now.
All this sort of stuff is kind of unimportant, gossipy stuff, you know, pal? Look, how about this?
I'm truthing, exactly.
You go to Trebian, and you investigate the place yourself. If you find out anything suspicious about the guy, you report back to me, okay?
Don't suppose I get a choice in this, huh? Guess I better find out more about the chef in Trebian, then report back to Gumshoe. Okay, back to Trebian. Maybe we can pick Maya up. How do we get there? Detective Center? Huh. We already looked at everything. Like I can... She is indeed still kidnapped. I was really hoping that she'd be unkidnapped by now. I feel like this should have triggered a new screen. I'm gonna go back and see if there's something I missed with Gumshoe. Wait, not the office, not the office. I don't want to be- okay, we'll be here. It's fine. January 6th, Red and Kohler offices. Oh Maya, it looks like Mr. Armstrong's really taken a shine to her. I suppose I'll just have to let her work at the restaurant for a while. I'll go pick her up from the Trebian once things have cooled off. Ah, he just abandons her. Okay, is there anything else to present to you then? Not the badge. You gave me this. This?
What's that? Sports paper?
Yeah, I found it in the magazine rack at Trebian.
Dated the same day as the murder. You may be onto something here.
And take a look at this. See this writing here?
MC Bomber. Hey!
What is it?
I've heard that name somewhere before. Yeah, MC Bomber.
Wow, he actually seems to be thinking for once. He needs to learn how F&B jobs are like to deal with clients. Yeah.
You're good. I can't remember.
And he goes back to being the Gumshoe we all know and love.
Hey, Val, I'm gonna borrow this paper for a bit, okay? I want to get a handwriting analysis done on this scribble.
Handwriting, huh? It'd be good to know more about that in any case.
Thanks, pal. I bet this will turn out to be an interesting clue.
What's paper given to Detective Gumshoe? Okay, that's probably everything. Now we can go pick up Maya? There we go. That's what I like to see. January 6th, Trebian. The scent of flowers sure is strong. It's almost making me dizzy. Oh! Oh my god! Who are you? I don't remember you at all! Oh, hello? And they're gone. Who was that just now? A customer? She had sort of a dark aura about her. Goth girl spotted! Welcome! Bienvenue! Wow, what a cute voice. it's just you, Nick.
Maya?
Well, how do I look?
She's so cute! Maybe you should quit being a spirit medium.
Maybe, but it's kind of boring being a waitress. I mean, you're my first ever customer.
And who was that woman I just saw?
Oh! Since you're here, you might as well have something to eat.
I am kind of hungry, actually. So, how do you like your new job, Maya?
I never knew there was so much for a waitress to do. Take people's orders, bring them their food, make coffee, work the cash register. Of course, we need a customer before I can do any of that.
Yeah, it's a nice looking restaurant. It's a shame more people don't come.
Don't forget about the ultra cute waitress. Check out my gimme a tip smile.
She's so cute.
Hey Nick, why don't you order something? The chef's preparing a tasty lunch set at the moment, or so he says.
How much is it?
It's the twin tea set, so it's $20 of course.
The twin tea set? I believe I'll be taking a pass on that. It's kind of expensive.
What? But you can't! Come on Nick, it's not every day I get to be a waitress. I want to try carrying plates and working the cash register.
How about cleaning the toilets? That should keep you busy.
Yeah, right. Maybe later.
About the lunch?
Oh, a fine choice, sir.
No, she's gone.
Kitchen! A lunch special, please. With all the extras, drink, side salad, dessert, and gift.
Is $20 expensive for fast food? I think $20 US is probably expensive for fast food. That's like 25 Australian dollars, and I would pay like 11. I don't need any of that.
Just a moment, please, sir.
Maya's really getting into this. So how much is this set lunch then? $20, huh? But with the drink, side salad, and dessert, it's $45? This is fucked up. Hey, wait a sec! Maya!
Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. Here you are, our deluxe fortifier lunch set.
No! Whoa.
A dish inspired by lobster and abalone fricassee with a balsamic vinaigrette. Bon appetit!
Thanks.
Come on, Nick, hurry up and try it already.
Lobster, huh? Alright, down the hatch it goes.
Well?
Are you hungry, Maya?
I'm starving.
Yeah, it's yours.
Really?
Remember, Maya, my wallet doesn't print money, so you'd better polish off that plate.
I just remembered I've got to clean the toilets.
Hey! You can't be in that much of a hurry to clean the toilets.
Happy and lunch special added to the cart record. Costs $20 despite how unbelievably bad it tastes.
How does that guy manage to make good food taste so bad?
Hey Nick, you want to take a peek at the kitchen?
The kitchen, huh? Not a bad idea. Now what was it that Maggie said again? In the kitchen, you'll get to see all of the chef's greatest secrets.
In the kitchen? That sounds tasty.
Hey, wait up, Maya!
What is it? I'm pretty busy right now.
Weren't you going to show me around?
There goes my plan to find some cool clue and show it off in your face.
I'd better conduct the search in the kitchen myself.
Okay. The Magatama. January 6th, Trebbion Kitchen. And here it is, the famous Trebbion Kitchen. It's my first time in here too, actually.
There is a weird atmosphere in here, that's for sure.
Mr. Armstrong will be back soon, so we'd better search quickly. Chop chop.
Yes. Yes, they are, D.
The Magatama, the Magatama, the Magatama. Now I know I'm in a French restaurant. I've never heard of most of these seasonings. Hey, Nick, this container has oyster sauce? What's that?
Isn't that used in Chinese food?
Look, right there on the counter. My Magatama! What's it doing there?
What indeed?
Magatama put into pocket.
On loan from Maya, recovered in the kitchen of Trebbion. Okay, peculiar. We got knives, we got tea, we got book. What's a book doing here?
Now this is one large mirror. I bet this is where he makes himself look pretty. There's a book on the dresser. Clarice Armstrong's Bedtime Literature. Not exactly Pulitzer Prize material, is it?
It looks like a collection of poems he's written.
Poems? Cool. Read one out loud. I thought his name was Jean. And say it in your best French accent, with intensity, okay?
Okay, here's one. It's called Printemps. The two of them, like actors from a film. The coffee still undrunk. Sweet nothings over too soon on that sad Sunday morning. The foolish cocktail so delicious. Take the last sip of your tea, and I know what I will do. I must lie to you. I must.
Huh? That's it?
Yep, that's a poem for you.
The animation's showing. What's this? It looks like a treasure chest or something. Whoa! Look at all these little bottles! Oh, they're aromatherapy oils. He's got so many they're overflowing onto the floor. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 98, 99, 100. They're all the same, too. Hey, wait a minute.
What is it?
There's one bottle that's different from all the others.
Well, what do you know?
And it doesn't have a label either. And it doesn't smell. What's that liquid inside then, I wonder? Hey, Nick, we should borrow this. I mean, look how many bottles he's got. He won't miss one, will he? Found in the kitchen. Shape is different from the other bottles. Contents unknown. Okay. That is probably everything we need from here. In which case... where do we go? Back to Gumshoe? January 6th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department.
Hey, you're just in time.
What is it, Detective Gumshoe?
Love got back to me about that newspaper you gave me.
It must mean the sports paper with the memo scribbled on it.
So,
What did they say? Did the analysis turn up anything?
they said the doodle was written by the victim, Glenn Elk, no doubt about it.
I expected as much.
The victim took the paper with him to the restaurant on the day of the murder. That's our best interpretation of the facts at the moment.
Sports paper refiled into the court record. Left by victim, doodle is in victim's handwriting.
MC Bomber. Get the feeling I've heard that name somewhere before. Oh well, I guess it'll come back to me. Don't forget to report back to me with whatever you find in the restaurant, okay, pal?
Since when did I start taking orders from Gumshoe? Although, I get the feeling there's something I need to show him. Yeah, can you analyze this for me?
You got one of those aroma bottles too, huh?
Only this one doesn't smell.
Huh? I don't get you.
This was mixed in with all the other aromatherapy bottles, but it's not the same. It doesn't even look the same. Wouldn't you agree?
A cologne bottle that doesn't smell, huh? Smells like a skunk to me, pal. I'm letting me borrow that bottle for a while. I'm gonna send it to the lab for analysis.
Yes! The victim was poisoned, so the contents of this bottle are pretty important. Small bottle given to Detective Gumshoe.
I had a hunch there was something funny about that chef.
You suspect Jean Armstrong?
I've got that guy's number. I know what his secret is.
That must be the same secret Gumshoe was talking about before. Gumshoe, my beloved! He's doing such a good job for us right now.
I guess I'd better fill you in on the details. About this Armstrong guy's secret, I mean.
Yeah, what you got? So what's Mr. Armstrong's secret?
You ever had lunch at Trebian, pal?
Yes.
Sorry, how was it?
To put it nicely, it was inedible.
Hey, don't worry about being nice around me, pal. You and I both know the reason that place is so empty is because of the food. I mean, the place is clean, and he's got a girl like Maggie as a waitress, so...
Yeah, I guess it's probably the food.
The real scoop on the guy is he's up to his ears in debt.
Really? How much does he owe?
This is a copy of his loan contract. He's about $500,000 in the red.
$500,000? Are we talking dollars?
Yeah. Hey, if it was sterling, he'd really be in trouble.
Sorry, that figure just took me by surprise.
Yeah, this case is full of surprises. And I'd be willing to bet that chef's got something to do with most of them. That's my hunch.
Bean's loan contract added to the court record. Bean's debt is $500,000. The owner of the loan is tender lender. Okay. I don't think we need to show him any of that. So, now that we have the, I feel like we have to go talk to the old man. But I don't want to! Vitamin Square. January 6th, Vitamin Square. The old guy's not here anymore. Right. I still have some unanswered questions for him. What's going on? Scooter, huh? Would leave it right in the middle of a park like this. The wheel guard and the light are busted. I guess it must have been in an accident? It's totally wrecked.
Hey, what do you think you's doing with my bike?
No, I was just...
You's been messing with my new ride? Is that what you's been doing?
New ride? Isn't that kind of an old...
You's gotta pay for this.
It wasn't me, I was just passing by.
Hey, then who's the one that covered my saddle in crap, huh? You's gonna pay, you catch my drift?
No, wait a sec, I'm not a pigeon, so I couldn't have done it.
Oh, wise guy, eh? I had to beat you so hard it'll feel like yous were smooching the express train. Uh-oh. Yous better watch your back. This ain't over. I'm gonna round up a group of lawyers and then yous gonna pay.
Actually, I'm a lawyer myself.
What do you say?
I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law.
Phoenix Wright? You saying you Phoenix Wright? Yeah, I am. So you a wise guy too, huh? Cause I'm Phoenix Wright, the one and only. What? Out of my way, I gotta cruise.
He's gone. Surely that guy wasn't my phony.
Was he?
He wasn't anything like me! Guess I better make a note of the scooter. Scooter added to the court record. Ridden by my phony. The wheel guard is all smashed up.
Ha! Pathetic.
Phoenix, he looks just like you. Oh my god.
Oh. Nightmare. Oh, it's you. A few threats from a little brat like that, and you look like a pigeon that's got seeds in its eyes.
Love how as long as the guy has spiky hair, it's Phoenix, no questions asked.
Yeah. Have you been here the whole time then? I was in that strawberry. I had some thinking to do.
More like you had some cowering to do.
Okay.
What have we got here?
Are you a regular at that restaurant, sir?
It's just that if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there? Sir?
Here you are, you filthy pigeons! You want food? Ha! Ha! Take that!
There it is.
3 Psyche-Lux.
I knew it. This old guy has got something to hide, but what could it be? Let's see how far we can get with this. Happy and regular. It's time you told me the truth. Why are you a regular at a restaurant that you dislike so much?
Isn't it obvious? People only have one reason to go to restaurants: to eat!
To eat? Is that the whole truth?
What do you mean?
I don't think you go to that restaurant for the food at all.
You insolent brat! How dare you accuse me? What proof have you got?
I can tell that not you nor anyone else in the world would go to that place for its food. The proof is in the pudding. Or in this case, the lunch menu.
That's the twin tea set.
The food at Trebienne is terrible and expensive.
You're wrong. It's cheap.
Huh?
I'm rich. I inherited money when I was a boy. Yes, I'm stinking rich. I haven't done a jot of work since I was born, other than feeding the pigeons.
It shows.
What a load of crock. It's another story, but the price, it's nothing to me.
So you're saying that you go there because you've got money to burn?
Exactly. I have so much cash I go for a swim in my money vault every day.
Unfortunately, that's a lie.
What?
You don't have money to burn. You're flat broke. The job listings? This is yours, right?
My magazine.
Why would a rich retiree be looking for a job?
I was... Yeah. So what? I was looking for a job. I'm buying a lot at the moment. I need spending money.
Oh?
I don't go to that restaurant for food. I just go for the Javashino.
Yeah, I think you mean a cappuccino. Anyway, how much does a cappuccino cost there?
$8. Those had better be some golden beans. What's your problem? You think a poor man would be better off drinking dishwater, do you? Is that it?
No, I wasn't thinking that. I was wondering if the coffee there is really that great.
No, it's not. But anyway, yes, my place has free newspapers to read every day.
Newspapers?
Exactly. They don't want me hanging around at home, so I go there.
I'm sorry, sir, but there are no free papers to read at Trebian. They've got magazines instead, but how do we... Can I present this one? Take a look at this.
What is it?
It's a newspaper I found behind the magazine rack at Trebian.
So, what of it?
This was the only paper there, and it's dated more than 1 month ago.
What?
You see what I'm getting at here? That restaurant doesn't get newspapers. This is just one that a customer happened to leave behind. Tell me, why are you so determined to hide the truth?
Right here!
Yes and no. We're getting there.
I'm not hiding anything.
I'm gonna have to put this guy out of his misery. Listen. The real reason why you go so much to Trebian is...
What are you asking me about that girl for?
She was the waitress at Trebian. Therefore, the answer to that mystery of why an old man would drink expensive coffee at a terrible restaurant is the waitress.
I don't recognize that face.
And you were probably telling the truth here, because you weren't looking at the girl's face, but at her outfit. Oh, that's the truth, isn't it? You became a regular at the restaurant because of the waitress's uniform. That uniform is all you can think about, isn't it?
I can't take it here.
To you, that waitress was your...
Enough! Please! No more! Stop saying that word! Stop saying waitress! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Terrible. Terrible and bad, and not good and bad. Sir?
Yes, it's true. I was there for the young girl. Fine. So I'm a dirty, wicked, sinful old devil.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
I even get one of those lousy cups of Javachino every time, for $8. All because of the serving girl. Punish me, lock me up.
Really, that's not what I'm here for.
You'll be the same, another 20 years and you'll understand what it's like. You know how painful it is to be an old man like me.
No, really, listen, sir.
Stop calling me that. I have a name, you know, boy, so show some respect. I'm Victor Cooter.
Sorry, Mr. Cooter.
You young ones think you know it all, don't you? Well, I'm not saying another word. I won't tell you anything more.
This guy was in the restaurant at the time of the incident, which means I have to hear his testimony, one way or another. I don't believe this. I even broke his psyche locks and everything. I guess I'll have to try to get him when he's in a better mood. I remember what we have to do. I don't like this at all. This sucks. It appears we can't do it yet though, so... Maybe we... Oh, unless... I guess we... Okay. I guess we... we can do it like this.
Oh. Oh, it's that old man. Is he still feeding the pigeons?
Yeah, he fed me as well. I got a bunch of those seeds in my eyes.
Ooh, ouch.
Hey, Maya, would you mind coming with me for a while?
Huh? Me? Why?
There's something I really want to ask that old man.
Sure, okay. I'll just get changed.
No, hang on. Can you go like that?
I guess?
Terrible, bad, terrible. Sir?
You again?
Well, I see.
Nick, his eyes are burning into me.
It's okay. I think it's going pretty well.
Ha! Huh?
You're still just a little child. Run along and play on the slide, alright?
Play on the slide?
Ugh, we were so close. Just a little more and he would have spilled. I thought this was as bad as it got, but I have just realized what happens next. Everything about this is terrible and bad.
Pigeon, ka.
How can we crack this guy? Ugh.
Excuse me please, sir.
Quiet! Can't you see I'm feeding the pigeon?
Mia? Well,
If you don't mind, sir, I'd really love to talk with you.
yes. Of course, certainly. I'm Victor Cooter.
Even from beyond the grave.
Wow. Wow!
About the incident,
You mean the man who died after drinking the cappuccino?
It's like he's a different person.
It was quite a shock, even for me. He was a strange-looking boy. The girl took the cappuccino over to him, you see.
and was the customer alone?
Definitely. He was the only person at the table. Then he took one sip of his cappuccino
And?
and he said something like, "Ah!" and then collapsed, dead.
Oh, how terrifying.
You're so good at listening, aren't you? I'll tell you anything, whatever you want to know.
He certainly seems to be telling the truth now. But it looks like Mr. Kudo didn't see this other man either.
You like the food at Trebian?
Well, of course. I'm really quite a sophisticated man. I was a young businessman once, you know. I set up a casino in London. Thank you, Dee. You are giving me strength. Had pats for tough times. We just gotta push through.
Really? How interesting.
Eating the food at that restaurant really takes me back to my days in France.
What a lovely story.
London's in England, not France.
Oh yes, France is wonderful. I'd love to show you around the city sometime. It's too much. I can't take it. I want France.
I can't believe Mia's laughing at the guy.
You visit Trebian a lot, don't you?
Of course. I mean, yes. I'd like to come and see you there.
Really? Oh, you flatter me, sir. The owner would be delighted to welcome you, I'm sure.
Careful of that chef, my dear.
The chef? You mean Mr. Armstrong?
That's right. The man's an ex-con. He's an ex-con?
Whatever did Mr. Armstrong do?
Oh no, those eyes. I can't take this.
Mia's really got this guy eating out of her hand.
He steals things from his customers.
From his customers.
Gloves, handkerchiefs, little things mainly. He's a pilferer, so be careful around him, my dear.
Are you sure about this?
Of course, he was arrested for it once. I was there when it happened, having my cappuccino.
He really is a regular.
Let me write you a little haiku about it.
A haiku?
A Japanese poem. It'll explain all you need to know about that chef.
Victor's note added to the court record. Convicted before, a wicked man or woman, repeat offender.
If he takes anything again, you let me know. If it's not too expensive, I'll buy you a replacement.
Poor guy, he couldn't do enough for Mia.
Okay, Phoenix. That's about as much as I can do to help.
Thanks, Mia.
We got some really important information thanks to you. Honestly, I can't believe Maya called me for something like this.
Okay, let's leave. Let's get out of here. Let's go.
January 6th, Trevian. I guess it's about time to wrap up today's investigation.
Had enough of being a waitress?
Yeah, plus no one came to the restaurant.
Oh la la, Mademoiselle Maya. No, how can you leave me like this?
I'm sorry.
That reminds me. Mr. Armstrong had a Psyche Lock or 3, didn't he? I'm gonna have to break those. Okay, Mr. Armstrong, I hope you won't mind, but I'd like to have another word with you.
Volunteers, of course.
Maggie's motive.
What is happening? I do not like this horrible feeling.
I have to know the truth. What happened that day?
Alas, I will confess everything. Just don't hurt me.
Huh? Well, that was a new world record.
It was a lottery ticket.
A lottery ticket?
The man who died here had a lottery ticket for $500,000.
$500,000?
Oui, but after the incident, this ticket, it disappeared.
The ticket disappeared?
This was the motive that the prosecution gave for Maggie. They said that she poisoned the man to get the $500,000 lottery ticket.
Why didn't you tell me about this sooner?
They are law.
You've been trying to hide this information about the lottery ticket from me, and I want to know the reason why.
No, monsieur, you doubt me? But I have confessed to you everything I know.
Mr. Armstrong, a $500,000 lottery ticket. I think I know who took it. I think the winning ticket was stolen by this person. Let's see. That would be him, right? We've just learned that he's a thief. Mr. Armstrong, I believe there is a very high probability that it was you.
Ah!
Wow, that is one piercing scream even for a man like him.
Mais pourquoi moi? Why? You have no evidence. I am not Master Mask. I'm not the kind of person who steals the property of others.
Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Armstrong, but I have evidence to the contrary. I present to you proof that you have stolen from others in the past. That would be the note, right? Or is it the Megatama? We'll go with the note.
What is this? A poem? Oh, monsieur, you know me so well. I adore poems.
Please, read it, and put some feeling into it.
Convicted before, a wicked man or woman, repeat offender.
I'm sorry to have to bring it up, Mr. Armstrong, but you have been arrested for stealing from your customers before, haven't you?
Mon Dieu! Le mensonge! You are the liar!
You deny it?
Don't make no false accusations, s'il vous plaît. Sir, do you have any proof? I want to see the incontestable proof that I have ever stolen from one of my customers.
The Megatama. It seems old habits die hard, Mr. Armstrong.
What is that?
This is my Megatama, and I found it in your kitchen.
No!
Wow, that scream just about broke some windows.
Oui. I have a weakness for the little trinkets and the figurines. My hand, it just slips out. I cannot stop it.
You've stolen handkerchiefs, gloves, and other things from your customers, right?
Oui, it is not true. I am just a timid little girl inside, monsieur. A timid little girl. Besides, this time it was not a small trinket, oui. It was $500,000. And I know. Why would I steal it? I have no need for such money.
Really now?
Oh, monsieur, what is it?
Isn't it true that you're in some pretty serious trouble? And that you are in desperate need of a large amount of cash? This restaurant is deep in the red, isn't it? You have a loan to the tune of $500,000. That lottery ticket would have wiped out your debts. Well, Mr. Armstrong, what do you have to say for yourself now?
mark successful. Mr. Armstrong, you said that the victim had a winning lottery ticket for $500,000. How did you know he had something like that in the first place?
The man was listening to the radio with his earpiece.
Maggie said something about that too.
The winning number was announced on the news, I think. All of a sudden, he exploded! Yes! $500,000, he shouted!
And the ticket?
Oui, he had all of his tickets spread out on the table. I was so desperately in need of money, so I
Put the poison in his coffee?
No, oh no, you naughty man! I simply helped myself to one of his tickets.
What?
The victim collapsed and Maggie passed out. I thought to myself, pourquoi pas? He had so many of them.
Yeah, but only one of them was the winning ticket, right?
How could you do that, Mr. Armstrong?
Maggie was arrested because of you!
No, this is not true.
I did not take it!
The ticket for $500,000, I mean.
But you just told us you did! You said you took a ticket!
Mais non, ma fille. It was not.
Who on earth is this?
What?
That's enough.
Huh?
Ah! Gotta? Okay.
Mr. Goddard?
What in the heck are you doing here?
This is without a doubt the worst coffee I have ever tasted, Mr. Armstrong.
Is Sprite? This one gets me.
Stupid smoke.
He's so pretty.
He came in here for coffee.
Does his craving for coffee know no bounds?
Perhaps Mr. Armstrong stole one of the victim's tickets on the day in question.
I am the airhead, no? Just a pretty little girl who everyone is laughing at.
But in that case, Maggie shouldn't be the only one under suspicion.
He had the wrong ticket.
What?
Mr. Armstrong made off with the winning ticket's pretty neighbor.
So, the ticket he took was worthless?
Not quite. He did win something. $1.
You see, I am just a pretty face. Without my looks, I have nothing.
So, what happened to the winning ticket then? The one he meant to steal?
Indeed. What did happen to it? I don't like spoiling myself by watching trailers, so we'll just wait and see how the movie turns out tomorrow, won't we?
Voila, you two. Time to laugh at the pretty little airhead.
Looks like I won't be needing this note anymore.
Victor's note thrown into the trash. Looks like we've got a new mystery now. Namely, where did the winning ticket go? I've got a bad feeling about this. Well, anyway. We can't let Maggie suffer any longer for this, and certainly not again. To be continued. Okay. Yes, I would like to save, thank you. And I think we will call it there. I'm getting sleepy. That's a decent chunk. And we can do more on Tuesday. We did it! We made it through the worst part. We got through. Tomorrow, I have some art that I want to work on, and I want to work on it on stream, but hydrate, yes sir, right away sir, yes sir. Okay, hydrated. I have some art that I want to work through on stream, but I also have a lot of other things that I'm planning to do tomorrow, so I am very, very hopeful about squeezing a stream in, but you will have to bear with me on timing, because I have no idea when. But if I don't get to stream it on Sunday, we'll stream it on Monday. We might have enough to stream it on Monday additionally anyway. But that's all for now. I am too sleepy to look for someone to raid. So thank you for hanging out. Good night. Bye. Bye.